you ready?
The way Nun said okay made me laugh.
Okay.
Gamers.
Hello everybody. Weeb Club. Yeah. Podcast.
The best podcast in the world. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
All right. Let's see comments. When I wanted to clarify something. Go on.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, Handler pointed out that DeepL doesn't actually translate better. That's true. I don't know if I how I worded it, but at least what I was intending to get across was that DeepL was just when I noticed people using machine translation more often than because Google existed for a while, but I feel like DeepL just again not necessarily by having a better translation, but by having a better looking translation. Just made people think that they could use it as a tool, if that makes sense. That was more the association I wanted to make. But yeah.
So Ginger Frog 9546, just the goat comment. I love to see it. Apparently, I said that the new Pokemon anime it kind of felt like Eureka 7. Apparently, same head writer. I'm just a fucking genius. You know what I mean? I just watched 4 episodes and I pinned it. And I didn't know I pinned it. But I fucking got that guy on lock. On him. I read that and I was at work. And I checked the comments and read that. And I lost my shit. I couldn't tell anyone why, right? I'm not at work. I'm not going to be on this fucking anime podcast. I'm just a genius because I had a feeling that the new Pokemon anime is this fucking mid 2000s mecha anime that I've seen a quarter of. And I just kind of said that offhandedly. And it turns out they were written by the same guy. And so I'm just fucking him. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just silently losing my fucking mind at work because I'm just.
I hate that / love that. Because I was literally just telling you something, Vindy, about my One Piece Wanna video that I've been writing at work in part, and it's when something clicks together, I'm losing my mind and fuck, but I can't openly show it at all because I'm not even supposed to be fucking do it. I'm supposed to be working at work, not fucking writing shit down during a slow period, So I just hate that feeling of just making it, or yeah, in your case, learning that you had a good realization and just fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah. Sad.
So the person who had their name's just katakana. I can't be asked to read it right now. Basically they I guess because we were talking about even a couple episodes ago how seinen manga, because someone pointed out that seinen manga has more complex words than shonen manga, but that's something that doesn't translate. And one thing I also forgot about is that apparently even just from a little bit of discussion, visual novels can have even more advanced literacy, if that makes sense. So they just pointed out that,
that was a good point.
Machine translation would be even more difficult in that case, just because of that kind of thing. So
okay, I want to read this Luna comment because it's funny, unless none want to.
Go ahead and read it, Vindy.
Okay, on the topic of the new Pokemon, I've talked about this in BC, but while Ash haters have always been cringe as fuck, I forgot that people on the other side who love Ash so much can also be really fucking annoying with the shit they say. They be talking about how their new series aired too close to aim to be a Pokemon Masters final episode, so they didn't get enough time to grieve Ash being gone. Man, this is the epitome of grow up. And he just goes on talking about it. I agree. I like Ash, don't get me wrong, and I've been watching the original Pokemon series a bunch these last couple weeks, and Ash is great. But yeah, people are I don't know, they're silly.
Oh my god, you just made me think about how, because I've just been thinking about One Piece, I guess, but even just historically, imagine being mad that Naruto ends and next week what's going to happen? Another series is going to start to fill the gap. Like, are you going to be bitter and resentful toward that series for existing when, like, the thing ends?
Yeah.
Like, the creative staff of Pokemon wanted to move on from this character. They've been 20 fucking years! 20 years!
To be fair, like, all things considered, I think you can, like, what you have to give them is that, you know, they decided to move on from Ash, and they actually gave him, like, a good send-off, you know what I mean? Like, they gave him a good, like, conclusion to his character arc. You know, he had a satisfying ending. He accomplished his goals. Like, what more could you genuinely want from, what more could you want?
Yeah, like, Mizase Pokemon Masters, like, literally a bonus. Like, they didn't even have to do that after Journeys. Like, they could have wrapped up everything in Journeys if they really wanted to. But then they gave him, like, a whole extra little, like, mini series where he gets to travel with Ash and Misty and just, like, you know, doing cool, fun shit for, like, one last time. And it's, like, obviously, in some sense, trying to be reminiscent of the original Pokemon anime while also very much being, like, maintaining how it is, like, today, I guess. Like, I honestly think they very much treated him with, like, a lot of respect and, like, a lot of
yeah, I don't think there are many characters that get that good of a just, like, ending to him, and then, you know, that's it. I'm curious to see if he'll show up in the new Pokemon series. I think it's, like, super possible he does. So I'm waiting to see, but I don't know, for the most part, like, I think, yeah, you just gotta be like,
oh my god, 11-year-old Ash.
I don't know.
No, they already said he's eternally 10 years old. So they don't plan on aging him at all.
Unfortunate. Or fortunate. I don't know.
Sad. I was hoping there was a couple old people that have shown up, and I was hoping he was one of them. like I'll just say there's an old guy who's been fishing a lot, and I had this running theory that was, like, silent to me, that essentially, like, that old guy was going to be Ash, and Captain Pikachu was, like, actually Pikachu, just, like, you know, older and cool, and so he was just Ash,
son of Pikachu.
But I was like, there's no shot. And so, like, you know, good to know Ash is eternally 10, the GOAT.
I'm ready to move on to Reddit, I guess, unless you guys have more comments.
I was assuming there was nothing there, but I guess there is something there, question mark?
2 things, yes.
All right, okay.
So yeah, the first one is real and true, I suppose. I can't, what am I going to say, no? The second one, the emoji combination, is funnier than the GIF, so I'm operating.
I don't even fully get the first one.
Oh, because I kept talking about my fucking porn and how that affected, like, my perception of the AI discussion because of seeing artists using AI to touch up their art or remake old art or you know, machine translations. So, did that help? Or
I suppose so.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the topic?
Yeah, the topic that I suggested as a backup topic ages ago that I guess we're finally using. Work stories, because we have jobs, and sometimes weird fucking shit happens at those jobs, and I feel like I have a lot more weird shit, but y'all, I don't know, do you guys have anything? Or I guess I can start.
Well, I can just say, like, I've worked a lot of jobs, you know, so I'm sure I have a lot of stories. The thing is, though, like, first of all, it's hard to just, like, pull them up, like, off, like, you know, and also, it's, like, the real thing is that outside of the job where I worked with kids, where you kind of can't really do this, every other job I've ever worked, after a point, like, you just kind of, like, I just kind of go into, like, NPC mode, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And, like, I just kind of stop existing, and I turn myself into an NPC, and I just, like, think about shit, and, like, don't actually, like, exist there in the moment, and it's great, because then, like, I don't have to worry about it, you know what I mean? And then, like, I also just, like, am not paying attention to, like, anything except, like, my job, right? So, like,
the perfect worker, a slave to the system.
Dude, hell yeah. I clock it. Dude, my boss actually said that to me today because there's been, like, some drama going on. I'm not going to get into it because I'm not going to tell, like, explicit stories about my current job. I'll just stick to any, like, previous job I work if I tell, like, any specific stories. But, like, today my boss was like, you know what? I like that you don't get involved in any of the drama. You just come in, you clock out, you go home. It's like, I was like, heck yeah, that's what I want to do, because I couldn't say hell yeah, because I would have gotten in trouble. It is what it is. I was just like, Hell yeah. That's my job.
Truly a rat on a wheel.
Yeah, I know what I'm about. I'm there for my paycheck. That's all.
So I'll start off with the story. I've definitely told both of you guys when it happened because it's probably one of the personally the wildest story that I've been in, like work story I have. And it's probably the one that inspired the episode. But whatever, I'll just go into it. So basically, my last job I worked at the 99-cent store, and I was made a key holder. Yeah, none remembered what it was.
No, I just thought you working at the 99-cent store was funny.
Wow. Why is that funny?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
You're so toxic. Oh, man. All right, hold on. So where was I? Yeah, so basically they made me a key holder, so I had actual responsibilities. And what happened there was... literally so I had like 3 days of training with another key holder, and then on my first night alone, I was walking, basically at first I found like a really big cart overloaded with stuff in the corner. There was a person in it, as we found out later. I'm already ruining the story, fuck. So but then a little later there was a lady who was in pain because she dropped something heavy on her foot, and she had a very overstuffed cart that I actually ended up taking a picture of. So I asked her, like, hey, are you okay? Like, what happened? And she was trying to put this big bench under her cart, under the basket, where there is no basket on the 99-cent store carts because they're, they're smaller than carts from other grocery stores. And then she's like, I was in a semi-accident. And I was like, okay, I don't see whatever. And I think I talked to her for a little bit, and then, I walked away, and she also mentioned that she already paid for the stuff, apparently. And I was like, okay. So I asked the cashiers, and they all said that, no, they don't remember her paying for anything. They did, because they would have recognized if a giant cart full of stuff came through their line. And sure enough, she tries to go for the door. I mentioned that she forgot her big bench that she dropped and apparently paid for. And then I was able to separate her from her cart. I kind of, because I asked where the receipt was, and she was trying to find her purse. And she couldn't find it. She said the receipt was probably in her car. She went out to her car. She was out there for 2 fucking hours, trying to find this receipt that didn't exist. She apparently fell asleep. By then, we'd already put away the stuff in this cart, and then I'd gone and grabbed the other cart and started putting stuff away. I found the purse. I looked at it with another coworker. We couldn't find anything identifying in it, so I just took it back to the safe. 20 minutes later, she came back in asking...
dropped the picture of her, the shit she was trying to take. Hello?
Yeah, look at that shit.
Oh my God.
She had fucking enough laundry detergent for 3 years. She's just taking
chilling.
stuff. Yeah, so anyway, within 20 minutes of us finding the purse, just by happenstance, she comes back in asking where her purse is. We took it, even though it's she left it in a different cart of stuff that she was apparently planning to steal. Anyway, so I got the purse from the safe, but again, there was nothing identifying, so I asked her to name literally anything in the purse, and she could. No, actually, no. That was after. I showed it to her, and she said, "That's not my purse. That is my purse." And I'm like, "I'm not just gonna give this to you. Name something in the purse. Show me that it's yours." She couldn't name anything in the purse, so I said, "Okay, well, we can bring the police into it, or, that's it. Because I'm not gonna give back someone a purse that they might have stolen, or otherwise, is it? I don't, even though I had every reason to believe it's hers, but it's just well." How do you she just said, it's not my purse. Well, what the fuck? I'm not going to give it to you then. So then I guess she called her sister because another lady came into the store. She said she already knew the situation. And she wasn't angry. She was more, she just, she basically just wanted the purse. She had a key that was also on the keys in the purse. The exact same kind of key. So I was like, okay, you're probably her sister. I also want to be fucking done with this because I've technically been involved with this for over almost 3 hours. We're closing soon. Please leave. So I gave her the purse. They were gone, and that was it for the day. The next day I come in and it's hey, someone called about you, and I'm like, oh no. So I called back, and it turns out they're threatening to sue the store because apparently several $100s and a bunch of medication went missing from the purse, even though there was no I literally there's security footage of me walking outside of the store with like my lunchbox and my jeans. Like I could I'm gonna fucking hide away a bunch of medication in that when there's no opportunity for me to do that. Whatever. Not very smart people.
Maybe you took it. You drank all the medicine and took all the pills.
We did have a drug problem with that restroom with people, and apparently in the same city, while I was working there, there was someone found dead of an overdose in a subway like a few blocks away or something. So yeah, that could have been me. But anyway, so I think what happened there is they had me write up an incident report of just my take on the situation. Like the other key holder who trained me, she was literally like listening to the, them talk about it, and she was just like it's fucking Craftsdwarf basically. Like I go by Craftsdwarf at work, obviously. But it's like, she trusted me enough as a person that she just thought it was ludicrous that I would steal, from, I think she said, he wouldn't even steal a plastic bag. And I'm like, I think you're right. So of course nothing came of it, but it's just oh no, it actually gets better. So, cause I mentioned she was in a semi-accident apparently. My senior key holder, she said that apparently when I gave her the name of the sister, she said that the Hook family was a notorious tweaker family in the city. And I brought this up with my friend, and he pointed out that meth causes memory loss. So I realized her not being able to remember anything that was in her purse, she framed her memory loss as a semi-accident. She was just a meth addict who lost her, basically has lost her mind from all the drugs, and literally wasn't even able to fend for herself, and which is why she tried to steal a bunch of shit thinking she'd paid for it, because that was just how she'd frame her memories. And then her family utilizes her basic disability to try and sue the store and threaten us to get, I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do. They had nothing. We had video footage of her walking out of the store with a box of just $1 little bag of cotton candy. It's kind of stuff that she basically stole, and I didn't touch it. She didn't have shit. I looked through her purse with another coworker, so I have his testimony too. So it's it was a fucking weird night. This was my first night as a key holder.
You should have just let her have it. Fuck it, who cares?
I don't even fucking blame. I think you're wrong, but also, I don't
this
know.
Guy, the one retail worker. Oh my god, I really care when people steal stuff. I really care. This guy. Look, anyway. I've admittedly cost my where I work hundreds of dollars.
Whoa, you can't say that. I would never say anything. At my current job, I follow every rule I have ever had to the T. Now, at past jobs, hell yeah, I haven't given a shit. But my current job, obviously, if anyone asks, I follow every fucking rule. I toe the line. I show up in uniform. I show up on time. I leave on time. I do my job, nothing but my job. I only have, what I'm, what I'm allowed through my benefits or whatever you want to call it. That's it.
I'll literally consistently not charge people for how at Starbucks, right, where you have to charge people for the customization.
He says
I just don't charge
works.
people for the customizations most of the time.
What do you mean?
Especially if they're regulars.
I understand what I understand what he's talking about. I have no work experience with where he's talking about, but I understand it.
Okay, buddy. I also just sometimes part of it is I guess store policy somewhat to if there was a minor mess up or some kind of misunderstanding, we can offer them something for free, say they're getting a birthday cake pop, right? And we don't have birthday cake pops, but we have the chocolate ones. We can be oh, here's 2 of the chocolate ones to make up for us not having the birthday cake pop or whatever.
In theory, if I potentially worked
I take
at a
advantage
place Starbucks,
of that,
we would never do that shit. It is, we don't have birthday cake pops. You can get 1 chocolate cake pop if you're lucky.
I definitely take advantage of that and take it too far. I've given people a lot of free shit. That's partially because my like manager does that too, but I mean the difference is like partially she is like distressing the items, and also she does like pay for some of the stuff she gives out, and I generally don't do that. I have paid for something that I've given to someone before, like maybe like 3 or 4 times, but generally I don't do that. I don't know, it's very interesting. Like I can definitely tell just how much me not charging people for extra shit like racks up.
Well, to be fair, the prices at Starbucks are a little, sometimes
that's...
people come through, you see drink prices where it's like people are paying $10 for one drink. It's like, oh my god,
like they're like,
you are doing this daily. This is not good for your bank account.
Yeah, there's just like one lady who comes in like at least twice a day, to get like a drink, and like you could tell like how much money she's spending just coming in twice a day, and sometimes she come in like
stars,
3 times
you see,
a day.
2,000 stars. It's like, what are you doing? Find God.
I guess I don't know. My stance on that is because, like, on some level, I definitely understand like fuck corporations, but also I don't know. There's something about like if it was Walmart, I would be like, bro, I don't even fucking care. But like if I don't like if it's a place I don't work, excuse me, but like something about like me working there, liking my coworkers who also have to deal with this bullshit. I don't know, something about like
he needs to stand up for justice, be the hero.
I
the
don't know.
Naruto of the 99-cent store. Let's go.
No, I'm fine with people shoplifting. I just don't shoplift from me, if that makes sense, right? I don't know. That's kind of where
honestly,
I'm at
if somebody
I get it
comes
because
by
like
to
at the
steal
end
a
of the day,
cup
you
or
got to look out
something,
for
I'm
you.
probably not
And
gonna
if
say
your ass
anything.
is on the line, you know what I mean.
Especially once it became a key holder. Like if I'm just a dude, I'm like, I'll tell the key holder I'm not doing shit. But then when they're expecting me to, because like I mean we're technically not supposed to even address shoplifters and stuff, but like the attitude of the manager's staff there was like, we don't like shoplifters, basically. Like,
no,
so
yeah, I mean that makes
kind
sense.
of like
hang them
felt
in
like,
I
the
definitely
street.
think this case is a very like exceptional case. Like there's a lot of shit.
I mean, I'm just kind of
they would probably be upset.
It's like it's the same as with you, Nun, in that like what your managerial staff is doing trickles down, right? Like my manager stuff was like fuck shoplifters, confront them, don't obviously we're not allowed to touch them, but like we like we called security, like because I got a picture of one lady who was doing some shit, but it's like I did that because if none of the other managers staff gave a shit, I probably wouldn't give a shit, right? But in your case, like you give out free shit because your manager gives out free shit, right? Like you're just doing what you've implicitly been shown, basically, even if you haven't been told, right? So
yeah, I mean sometimes she's there when I give out free shit. It's just like I think it's more so me not charging people like properly most of the time.
I did pay for one lady's stuff. I forget. Maybe it was because it was around Christmas. But there was one lady who she just wanted to make like a fucking 7-Up cake, and she was literally like, I helped her find the stuff. Like we didn't have flour, and she was trying to find like a bunch of other stuff, and she was like literally scrambling for like every cent she had, and I'm just like, it was literally like $5 worth of stuff, and I'm just like, I'll pay for it, save the money so you can buy the stuff you can't get here. And she was thank you, B, and I, and it's just like, yeah. So that I think I only did that once in the 99-cent store, but and also sometimes like maybe it's also because like you guys work or None does work at Starbucks. Vindy works at Schrodinger's Starbucks that may or may not exist. I don't know where I was going with that. Where so you guys have a higher price point, so you probably have maybe you'll run into more fucking entitled shitwads. But I also ran into that in an 99-cent store, and I don't know. I kind of hate customers who aren't respectful because I think like corporations are shit, but also like low wage workers just I feel like are kind of treated like shit too.
I hate everyone. Everyone's a piece of shit. They're all fucking assholes, and the worst. Sometimes there are nice people. Honestly, that's not even true. I think a majority of people that you deal with are just NPCs, and you're just an NPC. And it's two NPCs going through their Skyrim dialogue options and getting through the interaction. I think that's how most people are. The problem is that, like, I'll say 20% of people are, like, annoying. And there's a couple things that can make someone annoying. You know what I mean? It's like either they're just fucking dumb, right? But the problem with most dumb people is that they don't realize that they're the dumb one in the interaction. So if there's like a communication issue, or they say something that's not understood because they're wrong, they assume that you're wrong, right? Because they're not the dumb one. They couldn't be the dumb one, right? The 50% rule always lies on their side. You know what I mean? Never against them. So they don't realize that, and that's really annoying. There's also just people who are entitled, people who complain about things like it's my issue. They complain to me about the price. What am I going to do about it?
Oh,
They complain to me about changes being made, for example, at the Schrodinger's coffee shop that I work at, there's a change to certain types of drinks where, like, a common way that people get it to get, like, more drink and less, like, bullshit is going to start costing more. Like, it's going to start upcharging them for that. And people are going to be fucking assholes about it. Because they're going to be like, well, why is it charging more? It's like, dude, this is just what it is. Like, I didn't affect it at all. You know what I mean? I pressed the button you asked for, and now it's charging you more. Like, cry more. Like, whatever. And then the other thing is, like, my store can get really fucking busy because it's, like, the only one in a college town, and it's literally across the street from the college. Uh-oh. Like, you can see the school, like, out, like, the front door of the shop. So mobiles, and, like, in the mornings, mobiles and just the drive-through and the inside are, like, crazy busy. And people like to, like, I don't know, like, people will just, they don't get the concept that, like, it's busy and there are other people who are there or place their drink order before them. It's tough.
You just reminded me of one of the most entitled customers I met. So I answered a phone call, and so I work in the deli. Wasn't just a key holder. I also managed, like, the deli section, which is what basically the cooler where we have the meats and cheeses and milks and eggs and the freezer. It's a pretty small section.
You ever just go take, like, a bite out of, like, the big slab of pepperoni?
We don't have that, but
this is sad.
But anyway, so what happened is I got a phone call, and this lady's like, my milk went bad. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, the very last part of the jug just started smelling off. And I'm like, can you replace it? And I'm like, no. Like, internally, I'm just like, the very last part, like, you drank most of the fucking jug of milk and you want to get another one for free, is what you're saying. Like, and, like, my friend pointed out, I was like, when milk starts to smell more sour, like, it doesn't mean it's bad. So it probably wasn't even actually bad. And I told her, like, well, you could take that up with the manufacturer. And she's like, I'm never shopping there again. I'm like, okay, have a nice evening. And I hang up the phone. Like, I don't want your fucking business if you're just going to be a shithead, like, an entitled fuck. Like, please leave. I don't really, like...
The customers who think the people who work at certain places care about if they come back are fucking retarded. Like,
I don't come
actually
back. I genuinely
wildly
thank
stupid.
you.
It's like they don't understand. Like, my day is like, it's more boring this way. I don't want to see a single customer. You know what I mean? I see someone, I'm triggered. You know what I mean? So please don't come back. I don't want to see you again.
Like,
yes.
There's literally no benefit to me when you come and buy something. I mean, unless you're fucking tipping something, but those types aren't really tipping probably. So it's like, it
also,
literally
I see
doesn't
such a
help
small
me.
percentage of the tip that, like, it doesn't really matter.
No,
yeah, I'm not even that, like, bent on fucking tips anyway. I don't really care about that.
Another thing that's, like, also is people that are just inconsiderate and they don't think about anything. So, like, don't come through the fucking drive-thru and order, like, 12 drinks, you fucking psychopath. Come inside to do that. Do you know how we are timed there? Do you know how badly that fucks us? Just, like, ruins the entire morning. Like, we cannot function when you do that. Like, we have to completely change how, like, we're structured for, like, 10 minutes to get it done.
No, look, I'm actually kind of glad my first job was retail, and most of my jobs. So actually, except for my current one, all of my jobs so far, because, like, I just, even if I'm inconvenienced, I try not to show it to the fucking wage slave because they don't deserve that. Like, I remember I went to, like, I was trying to mail a package, and I went in and they told me they couldn't do that, and I said, oh, okay, thank you, and I left, and once I got to my car, I was like, fuck! Like, that's where they didn't need to see my anger, right? Like, because I was inconvenienced, or like that's just how I try to act, because I don't want to be a shitty customer, you know. In fact, I was really glad to be the key holder at the 99-cent store, because I could finally feel like I could tell customers, no, fuck off. I don't really care about your business. I don't get anything out of serving you as a customer or as an employee. So go away. You know, like,
yeah.
I don't think I ever directly
really
said
like
that,
that,
but fuck, you know, that's how I felt, and that's how it felt like when I got the chance to turn away customers, because once I was a key holder and like, I would like to speak to your manager. I am the manager, bitch. I'm the only one fucking here right now, because I got that. Hold on. Oh, there was one lady, I'm trying to remember, where it's like, yeah, she felt like she was overcharged. Like, it's, if you go to any fucking store in the, like, any major store, there's a fucking screen right there that shows you every item as it's being rung up. And she was mad about a fucking thing of foil that she grabbed the $5 one that's right next to the $150 one. And she's like, she wants to fucking, you know, return or exchange it or get it for free or some bullshit. And I just didn't want to fucking deal with this. I could tell she was being shitty to the cashier, who just said that, you know, she couldn't do that. And so I told her I couldn't do that. And she's like, I want to speak to your manager. And it's like, there's no one else here right now. It's just me. And apparently after, like, she like left, or she walked away, and then I walked away. And apparently she was overheard telling one of the customers, I am going to stay here and cause chaos. Because she was, oh no, that's right, she was calling for like corporate's number, and I don't have corporate's number. It's like, you have to give me corporate's number. It's like, I really don't, actually. Like, you Google it. And yeah, she apparently called the phone or something, and then yeah, she told another customer she was going to cause chaos, and then she just left within 5 minutes. So some people are just fucking insane, dude. I swear to God.
I just realized when I was thinking about what I was talking about earlier with me not charging people properly, I think the most heinous thing I do when it comes to that is, like, if someone's having trouble paying or doesn't have money, sometimes I'll just, like, void the transaction and just still, like, make their drink anyway, so they didn't, like, pay, like, anything. I just realized that's really fucking bad. I do that decently often, actually. Well, not decently often, but a fair amount of times I've done that.
The hero we need, we don't deserve. The Black Knight.
Like, I don't know. I don't care. Because it's also, like, because, like, if I'm just there by myself, to the camera, it still looks like I'm ringing them up, and there's still paper that comes out the machine. So, like, I know there's no way they know that I just voided that. I definitely have done that. And I'm also, like, biased with it, too. Big of a cock? Where, like, you know, if the customer is nice, or if it's, like, a customer that is, you know, again, like, a regular that isn't shitty, I'm more likely to do that. But, like, if it's some, like, asshole or something, I will be like, you know, your payment didn't go through, or, like, you know, try to more so make them pay for it.
Very good. Let's see. To share some of my weirder work stories from Food Max, which was my first job, is I remember basically these both happened 2 different nights while I was pushing carts back when we closed at 12, or when I left at 12. I think this was also when Food Max was 24 hours. But I just remember once there was one dude who he offered me I think he was homeless, but he was still offering me a soda. Like, he bought some, like, Welch's fruit soda from one place, and I really didn't want any, and he would not take no for a fucking answer, so I ended up taking one. I drank like half of it and threw it away, I think, and then on his way out of the store he gave me another one. I think I just threw that one away. I literally already had a soda. I did not want another soda. Like, he was really nice, but also it's like I don't really want your hospitality, thank you. I appreciate it, but no.
He thought you needed the help more.
I guess so. Like, a fucking who needs more help, homeless guy or retail worker? You be the judge. But then and then another story. So Food Max, you know, there's the entrance door and the exit door. And when at a certain point, we don't just lock the entrance door and make it so that you can only come in and out through the exit door, but we push carts in front of them. And I was pushing carts outside, and I noticed that the carts weren't in front of the door, so I pushed it back. And there was a lady I didn't see, like, curled up, and she's like, "Oh, I moved them because they were blocking the door, and I'm like, oh, no, we wanted them to block the door, and she's like, she basically just breaks down, and she's like, I was only trying to help, and I like just fucking walked the fuck out of there, because she was on some kind of drugs, and I wasn't about that, so I didn't know how to handle the situation. So yeah, that happened. Yeah.
I can think of a story that I have, but like I know for a fact on some Weeb Club episode I've already told it, so I don't know if I should tell it again. I just don't know which episode that was.
We had like a year-long break, so it's like just go for it. Like even if I remember as you're saying it, there's probably stuff about it I don't remember. So All
right. I mean, okay. So like at my last job, there was this like really really old guy who came in who's like clearly either mentally ill or on drugs or both, because he would just like, so for one, he came in barefoot, the classic. I mean, I guess you could just assume he's homeless, not like mentally ill or something, but he just like hung out in the store like for a very long time and kept just like walking up to people and just talking to them about like random shit. But it's not even like random stuff that makes sense, like, oh, my kids went to the baseball game, I was really happy, or something. He would just like talk about things that are just obviously not real. Like,
oh god,
like he would talk about, oh, this movie with like Ghost Rider and I feel like it was like Ghost Rider and some president. I just don't remember which one. But it's like, obviously that's not a real movie. But he would just combine like a bunch of random things in his head, I guess, and just talk to people about them. I got like trapped in a conversation with him for like close to an hour, I think, because he just kept going and going. It was very concerning. And then like eventually he went outside and he talked to like one of my coworkers, and apparently he was like I mean, this part's a little messed up, I guess, to laugh at, but he was being kind of weird. I guess he was like looking at her tits or something, and like trying, like, I don't know if he was trying to come on to her or something, but I don't know, it was something weird. I can't remember like all the specific things he's done, because he came in like, I know he came in that one time, and then he came again. I don't know if it was that first time or that second time where like it was being considered to call the police, so he would just like leave because he wouldn't leave. And it seemed like he had to wait for somebody to like pick him up or something. I guess the thing that makes me know about like him being mentally ill or something was because like apparently to my coworker, he alluded to the fact that he like is part of like some kind of meeting or whatever for like issues or something. He didn't seem drunk though, so like it's not like for alcoholism or something. It's like something else. Mm-hmm. But he's probably like the most like unhinged and weird customer that I can remember having.
I feel like I remembered another story, but I lost it.
Yeah, sorry. I know I'm not saying a lot. I worked a full shift today. I'm like tired, so I'm trying to just like be fucking,
sad. I mean, I can think of something else, but it's not really much of a story. It's just kind of something a little weird that one customer does.
I mean, we could also move on. So
I'm fine with that.
Oshi no Goat.
Yeah, great show.
It's
great
dog
episode.
shit. It's bad. I'm tired of it. I'm never watching again.
Grow up.
Brother, man, I'm fucking tired of Oshi no Ko. You know what? You want to know why?
Tell me why.
Because I could feel, as I was watching this episode, holy shit, I would enjoy this so much more if I wasn't watching this weekly. I could feel just wanting to like be able to watch this normally at my own pace. Instead, I'm trapped here in this weekly format.
I love it.
Unfortunate.
I love it.
Weren't you the one who picked this show?
Yeah, I mean, so the dilemma was like,
maker of your own hell.
I can pick something that I'll enjoy. It's something that's actually good. Like, I don't want to watch something that's bad. But then it's also like, yeah, I'm picking probably one of the best shows of the season for a weekly thing when I could save it for later and enjoy it much more. But like, do I pick something that's good that I will want to talk about every week? Or do I compromise and pick something I don't care about as much, but it's like I'm discussing something I don't really care about every week.
Yeah. I mean, you could just deal with it.
No. Okay. It's ruining Oshi no Ko.
How? Show good, episode good.
It's a good episode. I would be enjoying myself more because at this point into the show, I'm really feeling I don't like watching things weekly. I don't want to be watching this weekly.
Unfortunate. But yeah, good episode. Kind of good. I hope the show is getting to more Ruby because that seems to be where it's going, and she's also good. But she had some good fucking faces. She had so many good faces
this episode. Yes. It was crazy.
I thought I really liked the performance part in the show,
yes.
like the episode. It was super great to see the manga author's reaction to it, just the fact that at least this big, important concluding moment to the series was adapted well, so you could still tune into that episode to see the conclusion done really well. I think that's super cool, and that is impactful if at least the final moment is really good and you can see that in motion.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until you brought it up again, but it is kind of because we actually had this topic a couple episodes ago about adaptations that aren't necessarily great, and it's here's a fictional version of an adaptation where I'd probably talk about and be like, man, yeah, it's a dog shit adaptation, but this moment was so fucking good. I don't know. I just thought that's kind of the
yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, so
it's like how Vindy doesn't like the Little Busters anime, but he likes that one scene that you can hear the voice actor crying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I also like how the episode started and you have Kana, all that go talking, what she was doing with the show and trying to make it good, and then it just builds up to her basically a joke of her just the dude actor was fucking terrible, and she's just I fucking can't, and she just makes a good face, and just all that serious build up to the gag basically was really good.
Mm-hmm. I also really liked Aqua knowing exactly what to say to that guy to manipulate him into doing what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That show was fucking good.
No, Aqua's super good, and I'm really excited for the reality dating show. I want to see that, because if he goes on to that, then that's gonna be really good. I don't know if it's gonna be funny or serious, but I'm looking forward to it either way. So, let's see, what else did I like about the episode? I thought it was funny that there was a restaurant named Oshi no Sushi, which I don't know, kind of a pun, I guess, on the, or I don't know, it's partly the title, so it just stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was funny. Oh, and then when it cut to the manga author, she was lying down on the ground, and I didn't recognize the character, and the desk didn't read as because they're drawing digitally, and most of the time I see desks, they're more for manga authors, they look different, so I didn't immediately I could tell she was a manga author because she was sleeping on the ground. And I was like, oh god, why is that how I'm able to tell that she's a manga author? So I don't know, that made me laugh in my reaction to it.
Thing,
go on.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna finish off my thoughts for it with just one little thing, but you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was a little surprised that even though Aqua was playing a stalker, I honestly thought he was going to think back to that one guy who, obviously killed I. I don't have a problem with it. I was just kind of surprised that they didn't,
He did mention it was ironic.
Because I thought he was going to pull from that to be able to act.
Oh, that's true. Because I guess, how much of that did he witness exactly? I don't remember how much he saw, if he saw the whole thing or if he only saw part of it. I don't exactly remember, but he did mention it was ironic in the last episode.
Yeah, I know, he did mention it, but I thought I was going to go a little harder into that. But
And also, yeah, Ruby is gay as shit, because she's like, damn, my fucking deskmate has fat titties, and
I think the show's really good. Every character's just great. I thought it was funny how this episode had the exact same scene from the end of the first episode, so
oh yeah,
it's kind of weird that it jumps around like that. I get why it does it, so that the first episode kind of ends really satisfyingly with a good tease at what actually is coming up in the series. but then like it has to go backwards to before high school starts for the story. So I understand it, but it still is just like a little weird. And I think it's just like, you know, how it goes when you put something in TV. I mean, it could have been that way in the manga too. I guess I don't know, but I would imagine not, considering, from my understanding, the first episode adapts like the entire like first volume. That I'd imagine it doesn't like jump forward and then backward in time. That the manga just keeps going.
Yeah, no, I feel like that flash forward was probably added just for the sake of the first episode, making sense more so than in the because the first volume doesn't need to be a standalone story like that. So,
I guess one other thing I wanted to mention was about like the opening. As I'm watching it more, I'm still not super into the song yet, but I really like some of the visuals in it. I just kind of like. I still don't like how I feel like they don't blend together very like good. Like there are like a lot of like moments in the opening that look really good, but like just doesn't like mesh together in my mind. I don't know. I was wondering how you guys felt about the opening now.
One thing it's more that I realized, like, even if we're not super big on the visuals right now, hypothetically, like, because I do like them, but also, like, I mentioned the music video last time, in part because I think the music video is a bit more visually interesting. Like, it's not as, like, dense, I guess. Like, there's definitely some reused stuff, but it's still pretty well made. But it's just I don't know. I like the music video version. But one thing I realized, because the last episode there was the key code for Aya's phone. It was 45510, which is a number like. Why did they show us that number, right? Like, why was it important for us to know this number? Like, why is it significant? And it was in the opening as well. So, like, basically my point is, like, because there's flashes to visuals that we don't necessarily know the significance of. So, it's possible that just knowing that context might make those images hit harder, possibly. So, I don't know. We'll see how we feel when we have more of the material in mind. But, I still haven't found a version with English lyrics. I downloaded a different torrent this time, and the lyrics were in Japanese, and I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I had that one too.
But yeah, I don't have more to say about the episode.
Yeah, I don't really either. It's good. The show's enjoyable, I think.
Weekly bad.
None, you can go ahead and start your backlog. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Oh my god. I guess I'll wait.
You can. I don't mind either way.
Okay. This guy's weird.
Hello?
Vindy, how are you?
Dude, I'm so fucking tired, if I'm keeping it a buck. So, normally when I close, I work. And I know this is not going to sound like a super long shift. But, I don't know. You know how it is. Just, especially when it's busy, shifts feel way longer. But, normally a closing shift is, 2 to 9, essentially, right? But today my shift, for some reason, was 1 to 9. And so just that extra hour on a closing shift completely fucked my sense of time. You know what I mean? Where I kept thinking it was I don't know, I kept thinking it would be, an hour later than it was because I'd been there for so long. And so the mental damage that kept doing to me all fucking shift of being oh, it's about this time. Cause you know how it is if you work the same kind of shift, you kind of get your body's internal clock knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was, that was just tough. It's just every time I check the clock, it's an hour less than I feel like it should be. Just mentally fucking draining. Also, all the fridges at my store are super fucking low to the ground. And I'm fucking huge. So I have to constantly bend over way down to get in there. And so to grab shit. So at the end of shift, just my fucking back hurts from bending over the whole time to get down there. It's fucking tough.
Yeah, it definitely can be draining at times. Yours is way busier than mine though, so it's way worse for you.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I like parts of my job. It's my current job's not the worst job I've ever worked, but just today was one of those ones I just left. I'm just fucking tired. I just want to go, lay in bed. I get paid tomorrow, so I get to wake up and check my bank account.
Let's go.
Have money. So, Jesus. Dude,
it'll ensure you're caught up on
that, my brain is dead. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Dude, I just saw this. Someone retweeted onto my Twitter timeline. Someone's giving away 5 copies of Tears of the Kingdom. I follow and retweet. Do I just do it, dude? Do I just
Just do it. I always feel cringe doing that type of thing.
Always
I
do
do
it.
too, but imagine, dude, $70 I wouldn't have to spend. Could you imagine? That would be
On
great.
Nintendo of all people too. Like,
Yeah,
let's
and like,
fucking go.
dude, and I even mentioned it on the podcast. So then, if it fucking happened, could you?
Craftsdwarf, welcome back to the podcast.
Hello, I heard
You are
everything.
live on the air with the Weeaboo Club. How are you doing?
Doing good. Just pooped. Feeling better.
Damn.
Let's go. Nice
That was me
refreshing
earlier at
shit.
work today. I took a fucking log. It was one of those ones that like goes from the back of the toilet to the front.
Is there anything more satisfying than
Solid
pooping
piece.
on company time? Like, damn.
Dude, boss
Yeah.
makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time. It is what it is.
Bro, I love just going to do random shit before I clock out just to get paid extra. I know it's not even gonna like, it's like a couple dollars extra, but it's still fucking not even that, but like it still makes me feel good. I like to take my shit, go use the bathroom, take my time.
If I
Maybe
don't
grab something if I
use
want
the bathroom or wash my hands on the clock, I feel wrong. Like, I better get paid for that shit if I'm at work. So, anyway, what's up, Nun? Now, so to stray away from work stories too. What's up with you?
Are we doing the roundup? Or are you just asking me how I'm fucking doing?
Sure, both.
Okay. Doing okay, you know? Just living life.
Gay assing?
No, unfortunately not.
What?
This guy's ass is straight this week.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately. I don't know, like, I'm very close to finishing my rewatch. I only have like a couple more episodes, but like, I just wasn't in the mood to gay ass, unfortunately. And it's one of those things where like, I try to consume things in a more, like, I don't want to just like watch the rest of it when I'm not in the mood for it, or I'm not like feeling like super great, because then it's gonna like, you know, not hit as much as it could. I want to try to like consume things in optimal conditions if I can. So instead I played The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was the visual novel that they put on in April Fools, but it's like a real game.
Oh,
with
wait.
a
They as
somewhat
in
real
Sega?
story. So I mean, Sega like, so it's an official Sonic game, but they had like a team of people who aren't Sonic team
So,
developing.
okay, so
like,
it's kind of like, I think, Bastion, where it's basically an indie game, but it's published by a larger studio, right?
yes,
Gotcha.
yeah, you could basically say that, because one of the people behind it is like the person who runs the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter right now. Not
Okay.
Aaron Weber or whatever that guy's name was, but like Katie something, and some other people. But it's like actually pretty good. Like, I actually like it quite a bit. It's like, it's definitely super fun, I think, and like, it's one of the best like newer examples of being like a comedic and lighthearted tone for like Sonic characters while like also respecting them. Like, you know, Knuckles isn't dumb. Nobody's like reduced to some kind of like, I guess, stereotype of their most like exaggerated traits or whatever. Like, even when Knuckles is like getting like upset or something, or Shadow's being edgy, it literally never felt like ridiculous. Like, I definitely could believe they would do the things that they do in the game. So that just like made it like super nice to play. And I really liked just being able to hang out with the cast. Like, in the game you play as like an OC that you name. I named my OC Suzaku. It kind of made me like playing as him more, just because like I named him Suzaku.
That reminds me of my favorite part of playing Doki Doki Literature Club, where I named my character Sasuke and I just picked the edgiest options for the poems, and I gave up in like 20 minutes.
Hell yeah, gamer.
Sorry,
This guy.
go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a really good game. Like, I would actually, you know, obviously if someone likes Sonic, I would recommend it. It's only like maybe 2 hours. Probably do it faster than that if you're not like, I don't know. I mean, like, if you wanted to do it faster, you could probably do it in like an hour, really. I also really liked how it had some like super cool friendship moments. Like, I honestly feel like it's weird how like this format really helped being able to use every character. Like, every character got some spotlight. I wouldn't like, nobody would look at Sonic and think like visual novel, but like kind of worked. Not that I necessarily want more visual novels specifically, but it makes me definitely want more like spin-off games that have a different gameplay style to be able to like use the large cast of characters in some kind of way. It's good. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So is it my turn? I don't have anything. I'm not gonna talk about Monster Hunter Rise. Don't even fucking bring it up, Craftsdwarf. Because I still haven't fought Amatsu.
Yeah.
So until I fight him, I can't. Yeah, the problem is all the things I said about playing long ass shit means that nothing's changed between last week and this week. I gotta start like fucking really thinking.
Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, I didn't like that. I'm struggling.
Did you read any new chapters of anything?
Dude, I read like 2 chapters of fucking time. Like, what do you, like
Any
all
music?
I've done is play fucking Pokemon ROM hacks, a little bit of Xenoblade, watched the current like League of Legends tournament that's going on, like the international one, and watched Pokemon anime. That's like been my week, so, and worked, so I haven't really had time to finish anything.
Okie doke. All right.
Sadly. So I'm sorry, gamers. It is
You're
what
good.
it is.
I'm gonna have to put on off Hoshi no Samadara for another week because I read Bakuman, and so first I kind of have a bone to pick, I guess, with the way that people talk about or use the manga, because like, you know, obviously, like, you know, people value rankings way too much, or, you know, the fact that people see the chapter order as a ranking. I think you could directly point to Bakuman for that misunderstanding, but like, I mean, even though it's like even if it was representative of Jump at a certain time, it's obviously, I think Bakuman is also kind of interesting in both like a product of its time and just seeing how the magazine is different now. But to talk about how it uses the ranking specifically is, it's, I guess in case no one's heard of it, which is strange. I don't know. It feels like the manga is pretty, I don't know. So it feels, it's a manga where the 2 main characters try to get a manga run in Shonen Jump. And it's very fucking good. But how they use the rank... I didn't know
it was one of your favorites.
It became one of my favorites after I reread it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that I was spoiling that. I was just looking at your mouth.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite now. But anyway, to pick the bone, so to speak, is yeah, because like, so when they use rankings in the series, like they talk about how, like, you know, it's a manga, it's fine to exaggerate, and usually when rankings are shown to be important in the series, it's because they're usually like making bets or deals or promises about them, so it adds to the drama in that, like, this is what the rankings mean to these characters. A character directly states the rankings don't fucking matter if volume sales are good. Like, it's just but, you know, obviously the way people have talked about them and the table of contents orders, like, they matter a lot. Obviously, you know, what, even if it had any kernel of truth to it, it's not true anymore. And, you know, like, and even just the ways the magazine is different, like the whole last conflict of, like, they want to end their series after 6 volumes, even though it's super fucking successful and there's an anime coming out. And they're like, no, we want to end it, you know, and then Jump is like, no, you should keep it going on longer. But it's like, you know, they literally cited Bakuman as part of the reason why, like, Kimetsu no Yaiba was able to end where it was and just have a good ending, you know? And also I was even thinking about how, as a product of its time, like, because I read, like, the first volume or 2 or 3 of Toriko for the Nen show, and then we didn't do it in the Nen show. But I just had this feeling like starting both of those at the same time, and I was like, man, Jump in the 2000s was built fucking different, okay? Like, there's a bunch of series I like now, but, like, with Bakuman and its, like, ranking stuff, and it's, like placing second up against, like, fucking One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, Gintama, like, all these super, like, popular series versus placing second now where it's like, oh, was One Piece on break or MHA? Like, you know, it just feels completely different, right? But anyway, beyond that, and just, like, the way people respond to the manga, even though it's it's deliberately exaggerated. Like, that's kind of the point. Like, it's not meant to be taken as this kind of, like, this is how manga works. Even though I think there's still a bunch of, like, good kernels about, like, creativity. Like, It's yeah, no, it's a favorite of mine. Like it became a 10 out of 10, and I think a big part of that is because it's not just a manga about creatives doing creative stuff, which I've mentioned I like. Like I like Blue Period a lot. Showa Shoten has come up lately. Octage a while ago. Obviously, I was super into that. But it's like it's not just creatives, but it's manga. It's Shonen Jump, like, which is one of the not just mediums but also magazines I have a specific vested interest in because so many other things I like coming from the magazine. Like I'm reading more things from that magazine than anything else. I talk about that stuff more. Like, well, shit, I'm just trapped here in Shonen Jump hell, and here's a manga that's just about Shonen Jump. Well, fuck me. So no wonder I like it. The characters are really fucking good. I like the main duo. They're like the one area I was surprised to like is because I forget if the author has any yikes actual opinions shared, but Oba, the writer, has kind of been commented on about having weird stuff regarding women in his manga, and I don't even think Bakuman is necessarily an exception, but like even so, I still think the female cast is still really good. I love Aoki and Azuki and Miyoshi. Kaya, she's super good, and like Iwase, like it's just the cast in general is super fun. Like the rivalries are really fun. Like Nizuma Eiji's a fucking weirdo. Fukuda is like makes all these fucking super shonen manga that are like hard and edgy kind of, and he's just this like bro, and like the cast is so good. I love them. Hiramaru is a fucking freak, and he's literally just, I don't want to work on manga, I just want to be successful, and his editor is constantly like finding ways to fucking force him to make manga, and it's always funny. And it's just, oh god. And like like I think another thing that made me like Bakuman more this time is because they directly reference a lot of real manga. Like the only fake manga are the one that their characters create, basically. And so like but I just being able to recognize and know, because I read the series, I caught up to it, and then I finished it as it was going weekly, literally over 10 years ago when it ended, and I haven't touched it since. So obviously my difference in manga knowledge between then and now is huge. Like I would have never, like they mentioned Dai's, they translated as Dai's Big Adventure, but now I've actually watched Dai's, Dragon Quest Dai's Great Adventure, and they mentioned Leader Den Takashi, which was done by Shimabukuro before he did Toriko. Then there was probably my favorite manga they reference, honestly, because Mashiro, the artist, his favorite manga is Ashita no Joe. And this manga literally has my favorite Ashita no Joe reference, surpassing 20th Century Boys, like within a few weeks of me rereading 20th Century Boys and going, wow, it's really fucking awesome that this character names themselves Yabuki Joe, because they're the one looking for tomorrow out in this world. That it's really good. But then Mashiro, they do a fucking like reference with his relationship with Azuki, and they tie that to sort of Joe and Yoko at the end of Ashita no Joe. And it's it's really good. And when I was realizing it, I was reading it, I was like, motherfuckers. So it is also kind of funny that it's not even a Jump manga that has like most influence on Bakuman as a story, I would say. And then and I think the other thing is just like I connected to it a bit in that like because as a like story about creatives, I realized that like because they're not just both creatives, they're collaborators working on creating stories and worlds together. And I realized I've been doing that for literal years because I've been doing roleplay. Like within the last week, I started a roleplay, and I got with another person. I said, hey, I'm interested in doing a roleplay, and we just bounced ideas off each other, and now we have a world and a few posts and characters, and just like the excitement I sensed as we were bouncing ideas off of each other and steadily building this world, and like seeing our ideas click together. Like I saw that just reading Bakuman with Mashiro and Takagi bouncing ideas off of each other and coming up with their manga, and I was like, fuck. So yeah, great manga. I love it a lot. I was surprised at how much I loved it, honestly. So yeah, like
was there anything in the series that was like said about Shonen Jump that you do think like holds up specifically to now, that like stands out?
I can't think of anything specifically. off the top of my head, really. I mean, I guess since you did remind me that one thing I did not bring up is because, like, I mean, one thing I think is neat is that they kind of touch on the ageism in Jump, because Jump will more often push younger artists because they can spend more time doing a longer series, and you know, they want to connect to younger readers, obviously. So it's kind of interesting to see discussion on that. They don't go into sexism a lot. They do, though, because there's Aoki, who she's like a shoujo manga artist who gets into shonen, and initially she's kind of very stubborn about what her idea of shonen manga is, and she eventually does sort of change a bit and loosen up. But she also deals with some industry sexism, where like there's an editor who's kind of shitty to her, and when she says she's giving up on shonen manga for a time, like one of the editors says, "Oh, she's retreating back to shoujo manga, like it's something lesser." And then another editor is like, "Oh yeah, Jump is losing its prettiest artist," or something like just, you know. So it doesn't go super into the sexism, but it's definitely there. I'm just trying to think, because at a certain point, like the writer even says it's like, because the manga goes 10 years in universe, even though in reality it only ran for like 4 years. And the writer even says, like, you know, even though a lot of time passes in this series, just kind of pretend that it takes place in the present. Because like at a certain, like in one of the early chapters, they show a full on list of all the series in Jump, which I could go back and compare it and see like which one. Obviously I recognize a bunch of them as real, but there's some other ones that would have been canceled Jump manga, or just maybe even were made up by the authors. You know, but at a certain point they just stop referencing like the other series in Jump at all, basically, especially like later on when the whole top rankings are filled by all the main characters who are named, and it's like, wow, One Piece did like shit this week if it's only ranked 10th, you know, when it was going through the Paramount War, right? So obviously it's like, just reality isn't real, like, you know, it just stops being real. So like, as far as saying things about Jump, and even then, like, yeah, some stuff is, like I mentioned, exaggerated in the first place, so you know, I kind of wouldn't use it as, it's just like you know, an exaggerated lens into Jump in the first place, but it's still, there's still reality in there for sure, but I wouldn't say that I know the best of where the lines are just because I read the manga, if that makes sense. So
nice. I want to read that someday.
Just a warning, so I guess, like, because it's very wordy, like it takes me much longer to get through a volume of Bakuman than I would a normal series, but and it didn't really click for, like, it got to a point though, I think on the day that I finished Bakuman, I literally read 5 volumes that day. Like, I could not, at a certain point, I just could not put the series down. Like, I was in, and yeah, it's, and it's also, it's, you know, I guess another gripe, I guess, because I think, no, it's both a gripe and it's a positive, I think, because one of the neat things that Bakuman does because, you know, it's a manga about manga, and as the characters are, like, one distinction they make early on is there's geniuses, and then there's calculators, or they use a different word, but that's just the one that came to mind, where geniuses basically just draw whatever the fuck they want, and, you know, they can have, and that it's even said that that's where the biggest successes come from, basically, which maybe I could associate with, like, you know, Toriyama or Oda. And then there's more calculating types who you know, look at trends and analyze the series that are popular and make something, and then that becomes a hit. Though it's even said that, like, people who are like that, who can also make multiple hits like that, are geniuses of themselves. And I think, honestly, the perfect example I can think of like that is Togashi, who I think is very calculating with his manga, and he's, you know, done Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. He's, like, very good at what he does. So the main characters are more in that calculating type, you know, but, like, oh man, my brain just fucking, oh yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of discussion of how, like, not only, like, how they're making their manga and how they're trying, because they like establish, like, yeah, we can't do the mainstream battle series, like, that's just not our style. We need to find what can work, and also what can be, like, big enough to meet our goals of getting an anime and such. So like, so they talk, and as they're talking about it, like, they bring up the idea of, like, you know, a non-traditional battle series where it's like, you know, it's action, but it's not necessarily fighting necessarily, like the non-battle battle series, basically, or they're they talk about serious humor, and as they're doing it, like the manga is also being those things. Like there's serious humor in the manga, and it is a battle series, and so like the manga is kind of self-referential in that way, I guess, where it is what it's talking about, I guess. I feel like I had another point to add on to that, to tie it back better, but I'll probably remember it while editing the episode and go, shit! So, I remembered my point. It was that, the series isn't as tight as I would like, but the series, because it's a manga about making manga, and they talk about that, like, the characters are planning and deciding what they're going to do week to week as their series goes. So if Bakuman was made that way, like the fact that it's less tight as a story and there's like characters who kind of drift off and like they appear and they're important for a bit and then they just kind of go and they never come back, or just little like loose things like that, like it works because that's just how the manga was made, and it works for the manga being the way it is, and I don't mind, it's fine. But yeah, very good manga.
All right,
I'm ready to wrap up.
What do y'all think you will talk about next time?
I will probably have finished Bokura no, which I'm going to start reading as the next manga favorite reread, but also it depends on whether I want to talk about it or Hoshino Samatare more, because I do like Hoshino Samatare, I just keep putting it off. Yeah.
So there's a possibility I resume the gay ass thing, because I will have finished R1, but I might wait till I finished R2 again. I'm playing an indie game called One Shot. I might talk about that if I finish it.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Kind of want to watch movies, so I might end up talking about a movie if I actually do that. Not fully sure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I might watch a movie.
Okay. Cool.
That's the best you're getting out of me, gamer.
All right. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
Adios.